Hello everybody, vanburman here, and I just want to change pace a little bit from what I normally go on and talk about, which is obviously primarily gaming. It's one of my big passions in life, obviously RPGs, which is what the channel is devoted to, but today I just wanted to talk a bit about, more political side of things, which I did say I wouldn't mention on the channel, but I don't know, there's quite interesting debates going on, especially over here in the UK, about certain things, certain memberships, which I just think are key to share. And really the point of my video today is talking about a UK referendum in regards to membership of the European Union. I'm not here to argue in or out, I'm just here to say, or basically give my points on why I think there should at least be a referendum, not why not whether we should be in or out. I have very strong held opinions on whether that is, but in spite of that, I'm just trying to give my point across on why we should have one in the first place. You're going to hear a lot of the same arguments, pretty much. It has been 40 years since anyone in the UK has had a chance to, well, not anyone, the general public have had a chance to vote on the membership of the European Union. Which I think is too long, especially with the amount of changes that we've had. For example, the Treaty of Lisbon, I think that was 2005, my memory serves me correctly, which did give away a lot of powers and a lot of ability to make certain laws, and basically made the European institutions, so they're things like the court and human rights as well. Not that I disagree with any of these, but it makes them the highest court of law in the land. So it is above our House of Lords, or what is now, of course, the Supreme Court. So that side of things, with that many changes and with that many transfer of powers from our Parliament to the European institutions, I believe there should have been a referendum then. Of course, we weren't given one. I'm not really sure what reasons. I was very young at the time. I was 14. Not really that much into politics. It was only a couple of years after that I started getting into it a bit more. And yeah, there's a whole sort of generation of people that haven't been given the chance. And of course we've adapted and evolved so much then with Europe and with the changes. But sometimes, the people do need to be given a say. For example, my grandparents got to vote on the European Economic Community, I believe that's right, the ECC, which basically allowed free movement of goods, which of course I still believe to this day was the correct decision to go into that. But they were given the choice about having a closer relationship with the rest of the European countries, which, as I say, is fair enough and is right to be done as well. And I think that we're at such a stage now where a lot of the faults of the European Union have come up, which once again I'm not going to go through in this video. The UK, of course, has been struggling. We've had a lot of economic problems in both sectors, in the UK and in European countries as well. But I don't really agree or see how you can agree with anyone's argument that we shouldn't be allowed a say on whether we are in or whether we are fully committed, whether we're fully committed to stay in or whether we have the opportunity to come out. Because I think the stage that we're at the minute, we're sort of in, but we're sort of not in at the same time. And I believe to hit progression, we have to choose one or the other. As I say, I do have a very strong opinion on which way it should be, personally. But I think that people on both sides of the spectrum will at least appreciate that the general public should be given a say. In the day where the people that vote in the MPs and vote in effectively the Prime Minister, and they're meant to make the decisions on our behalf, which is why some people could say a referendum isn't viable, because we haven't voted in a party that will want to give us a referendum. That is, of course, a fair and valid argument. my point is that there should have been one anyway, so I think it's more the fact that we're due one, that we're owed one. And it's in some ways why I'm a bit envious of the Scots, because of course they get the chance to vote on whether they're going to have independence or not. And it's such a brilliant thing, of course they voted in the SNP, which, their mandate is for Scotland to be an independent country, and they're having that vote. Personally, I can't stand Alex Salmond myself. I don't know, I don't like his demeanour and his attitude. I think he shows a lot of disrespect to the UK. But of course, I think he does have to have a very strong-willed opinion when it comes to Scotland leaving. Just surely because I'm not sure there is the appetite in Scotland to do that, or not an overwhelming majority. But I'm personally very happy with the fact that they get the chance to decide on that. And I feel that the rest of the UK should have that choice when it comes to the European Union. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. I will probably go into a bit more detail, and I can try my best to answer any questions you want to know about the European Union, for example, or membership with the EU, because it is something I studied a fair amount of when I was doing my degree in law. So I'm aware of things which are very important to do with our relationship legally, and things that, of course we could do ourselves, and probably even better ourselves. A lot of those arguments are economic, I concede, and a lot of them are very sceptical as well, and a lot of figures and facts are not true from both sides of the debate. It's very difficult to try and get the truth. As I say, I might have strong opinions over to one side than the other, but that doesn't mean that bending the truth is going to help me to prove that one side's better. I think that you have to go down the middle sometimes, and one side will win, the other side will win on some stuff. And I think it's just best to get the truth and the facts out there. So, if you have any questions regarding it, and I can answer them, I will at least research them, because it is something I do follow quite closely, and it's something that I really hope that we can push through in one way or another. In the UK, of course. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a little bit different to normal. But as I say, or as I have said, this channel is for my passions, and one of my passions is, well, basically for the country I live in to be able to get the say of whether it stays in or goes out of the European Union. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon.